Lesson 2, we are going to cut the sides and the tail piece to the correct length. When we ripped the sides and the tail pieces, we ripped it to exactly 1 5/8 of an inch, which is exactly the height of 2 pieces of poplar. I'm not sure that the ends of the sides have been cut to right angles. So the first step is to cut it in half in the middle using the miter saw, and then we'll tape those 2 pieces together. Because the miter saw has this space underneath the blade, we're going to put a little block underneath it because the luan is so thin that it will bend rather than cut. So the 2 ends that were just cut, we're going to keep those together and put a piece of tape around. Now, from the ends that were just cut, we're going to measure to 11 inches. For this cut, we want to be precise. So we're going to line it up so that we are cutting outside of the pencil line. We now have 2 pieces that are exactly the same size at 11 inches. The next step will be to cut the tail piece at 6 inches. Again, align it so that you're cutting outside of the pencil line. We now have all the pieces to assemble the box, but before you assemble the box, you need to make sure that these ends are smooth. There might be a slight overhang. Using a sanding block, hold it vertically and go back and forth. Be careful not to round the corners. The next step is to mark where the nails are going to go in to the wood. Have your 2 pieces in front of you and start with the heel. Line it up with the outside edge.
Not like this.
Not like that. Line it up with the outside edge. Draw a very, very light line because you're working on the outside of your ukulele, so you don't want to make an impression into the wood that you can't erase later. Now, approximate where the middle is in between the line you drew and the end, and we're going to draw 2 dots where the nails are going to go about 1/4 inch from the end. Now take the tail block and do the same thing on the other end of the wood. Super light line and 2 dots about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Okay, go ahead and repeat that on the other side. The next step is to make starter dents on the dots with your hammer and nail. The nails should poke through to the other side. The reason you're doing this is because your hands are going to be full trying to align the sides while you're attaching them to the end block. So if you have these started, you'll have a little head start. Is it poking through? Perfect. If the nails are sticking in, that's great. If they fell out, don't worry about it. No big deal. We're going to attach the side to the heel block now. Another aesthetic decision is to choose which side you want facing outwards. And the other and most important thing to remember, the notch should be facing out from the sides, not like that. That would be most incorrect. All right, so we're gonna put some glue here. Wipe the glue off your fingers so you don't leave fingerprints everywhere. I'm gonna help keep that in place. Okay, we're gonna repeat this process. We're gonna attach the tail piece now. The ends of the pine really soak up the glue, so make sure you put enough on there. Want to be very careful to try and keep the tail angled straight and not get a twist in your box. Notice how Robert puts one nail in a little bit to get it started and then puts the other nail in. Let's do the other side. For this side, you'll have to put the glue on both pieces at the same time. It will probably happen that your box looks like this. That's okay. Don't worry if it's off a little bit. It's easily correctable. And in the final step, we'll show you how to make any adjustments that are necessary. Congratulations, you put the box together. It may be necessary to do one final adjustment. We call this the chiropractic step. There may be a little bit of a diamond in the box. So what you want to do is try and find a very flat surface. So it has a slight twist in it. That's okay. Robert's going to give it a little chiropractic adjustment right there. He's kind of bending the sides in opposite directions. Very nice. Nice and flat? Mm-hmm. Good. So we're going to let this sit and dry.